Hey everybody, I'm Paul.
And I'm Andrew.
And welcome to the Fan Voice. We are here again for another Smash Chat, keeping you up to date with the latest big tournaments going on for Smash Bros. And today we're talking about MVG Sandstorm, which was our home state, Arizona's basically their first national, right?
Yeah, I mean, in probably I can't actually think of the last time that we had a big tournament like this. Ever.
I can't either. So
yeah, I mean, this was a big deal for Arizona. There were a lot of really, really good players coming.
Mm-hmm.
So
nearly all the gods, and along with them, a bunch of other really, really great players. So
yeah,
everyone was hyped, and it was super packed. The attendance and stuff.
Yeah. So I think we'll just start off by talking about we went first of all.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty great. And as the first national me going not as a spectator but actually playing, I got wrecked.
Yeah,
because I feel like I don't have time to practice and got a lot of stuff going on. So it was just kind of we'll just go for fun.
Again, it was a national, so a lot of really, really good players. When we all got wrecked.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, not only was it the entire Arizona community, obviously,
but I think it was a lot more people from California and Las Vegas than we expected.
Oh yeah,
even below the top players,
right?
A lot of really good players.
A lot of really good players. A lot of mid-level players from Arizona or from California, from Las Vegas.
Yeah,
and I think there might have been some from New Mexico, although I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody. This was a really big Southwestern,
right?
A regional tournament that kind of turned into a national because of all the top players.
Yeah, basically, it started with M2K talking to Armada, and then it just sort of waterfalled, you know.
Yeah, basically, and yeah, next thing you know, there's 5 out of the 6, or 5 out of the big 6 coming.
Yeah.
The only one missing is BBMD.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really cool. And so when we got there, that was the first thing I noticed. We went, we brought a setup, we set it up and everything, and then that's the first thing I noticed is that they're just walking around, just people.
Yeah,
Leffen and MacD, and they want to sit down and practice doubles. And,
it was really something just seeing so many people. You kind of got that feeling when M2K first came, but then you look to the right, there's Leffen, and you look to the left, there's Mango, and it's just this overwhelming aura force around you. It's what is this pressure?
Yeah, it's pretty cool too because I'm very much a spectator of Melee, so I just watch a lot, and so it's very cool to see these guys in person. And it's very amazing to see them absolutely wreck anyone who sits down. I mean, somebody who really I think is really good.
Yeah,
sitting down and just getting destroyed.
Nope.
I mean, just not even taking a stock. Sometimes.
Super high local players, 1 stock maybe.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really awesome, and that was a lot of fun to see. So that was the first thing I noticed is that we're kind of waiting around for things to get going.
Yeah.
And top players are just wrecking people, and it's really fun. And we played a couple friendlies with people here and there.
Yeah. Got a match with Armada, which was pretty fun. I didn't get a stock, but I got one good slap to stop him from killing me.
Yeah!
And then he was like, "You don't hit your elders. You need to learn respect." And then he just destroyed me.
Yeah, pretty much.
But he was really cool. He was a cool guy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I think they're so used to it at this point, just sit down.
They're next.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that was. And the thing about it was we got there kind of early, and we kind of just waited around. And at about 11 o'clock, I looked over, and the registration desk was still not set up.
Yeah,
and that was my first indication that something was okay, they're working with volunteers here.
Yeah,
and they don't have everybody organized yet.
Right.
Because the first pool was supposed to start at noon. It did not start at noon.
Yeah,
it started
at 1 or 2 or something.
It started at 1:30, I think. Yeah. So we were basically an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours behind when the first pool started, and I was like, that's fine. And that part of it, I was like, okay, maybe if you got here earlier and you set up the registration desk and you were together, that wouldn't have happened. Like, that seemed very... But at the same time, it seemed very, like, par for the course on tournaments like this.
Honestly, being an hour off or something like that, I feel like I'm so used to it in tournaments. You know?
Yeah, they always take longer than you think, and registration always takes longer than you think.
So that part didn't bother me too much.
And I don't know, I think that was fine. I was like, even though it was an hour and a half, that was reaching the point where I was like, I think we need to get going. Like,
yeah.
This is going to take forever.
Mm-hmm.
So my second indication that something was kind of off was when they didn't even, like, bring out pool sheets and sticky notes with what pool it was going to be until, like, right as it was happening.
Yeah.
And it seemed very thrown together.
Right.
And I was like, maybe this was their plan all along, but they're just kind of, like, running sticky notes and, like, sticking them. And then they have pool sheets everywhere, and then we waited another, like, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it was time to play.
Right.
And that's where it was like, okay.
I mean, once you had, like, the sticky notes and sheets and stuff there, like... for my pool, I didn't wait too long because like I prepared ahead of time and like looked at what pool I was in, and like I found one other guy. It's like, you want to just play? He's like, sure. So we just kind of went off on our own and like didn't wait for like the okay, but like, I'm sure other people were like kind of confused and just waiting for like an official signal or something.
Right. And the other thing is like this venue. We're gonna get to maybe we should talk about the venue now. This was not a good venue, in my opinion. You could not hear the loudspeaker. If you were anywhere in the crowd, there was no way.
Yeah, it was just kind of like muffled sounds.
Oh yeah, I mean, incredibly muffled, to the point where I was like, I have to leave, I have to get out of the pool area, I have to go on the walkway.
Yeah.
Because it was upstairs of a GameWorks, for those that don't know. It was in a fucking GameWorks. I have issues with that to begin with. But on top of that, I had to go into the walkway just to hear the goddamn loudspeaker. And then be like, okay. And that's what I did for my pool. I hung out in a place where I could hear it. Yeah. Because I was like, when is Wave B starting?
Right.
When is Wave B starting? And of course, that started like 2.5 hours late.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I was kind of like... the GameWorks was not a good decision. There was not enough room. At all.
Yeah.
I mean... They didn't utilize the space either, I noticed. I mean, they had, like...
You don't think so?
That whole back area had a lot of space, I felt like. And they left, like, all right, this pool is over here. And then Pool 16 had an entire corner to itself.
That's true, yeah.
Like, you could fit another pool or two in there with the way you were cramming us into the main area, for sure.
That's true.
So, there was a little bit, like, needed to move some stuff around, I felt like.
I'm sure, like, once everyone was getting settled in with their setups, it would have been really hard to, like, push, like, multiple things and stuff.
Well, yeah. No, I'm just saying that it was, like, that table was just on its own.
Yeah,
like, they really should have kind of tried to reorganize some of that before it started.
Like, put them more against the wall and stuff
like
that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, it was kind of badly used. But, I mean, the only place for the stream was that area that we were in. And it made sense that that's where they wanted to set up the stream.
Yeah.
However, they took forever to set up the stream on Saturday. And so it started incredibly late. And from what I hear, Twitter and Reddit and everything just didn't tell people that it was starting late. They were just like, oh, guess it's starting late. There was no communication from anyone.
Yeah.
That's kind of a main problem this whole weekend
along
is communication.
Being totally choppy, yeah. Primary problem was the stream, which is I guess why I was so ignorant to like everything that was going wrong. I was just kind of going on my way. I got my pool done and got a lot of friendlies, and I didn't see too much like troubles in most of the day. Yeah. Like me personally, I was kind of ignorant to it.
Okay, well, yeah, no, and I definitely understand that because I was for most of it. But I could definitely tell, like, isn't the stream supposed to be starting at noon?
Yeah,
Aren't our pools supposed to be starting now?
Yeah.
What happened to registration for other events that are happening right now? Oh, that's all happening at the same time?
And then the registration lineup was kind of nuts, too.
Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous. Yeah. And, that's why you needed to be set up at 10.
Right.
Not setting up at 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I mean that was just, it just seemed a little, organization just seemed a little off, to be perfectly honest. But that said, I'm in a pool. My pool captain was super nice. Everybody completely wrecked me, but I had a lot of fun, and I played a guy that was a lot of fun to play. And we were, hanging out and playing weird characters after a while, and that was really fun.
Right.
And it was a good pool. Like it was fun to play in it.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
so after my pool actually started, I was like, I don't care. I'm having fun. This is awesome. And then we go over, like you said, we were playing friendlies the rest of the day, basically. Hanging out. Then we watched a little bit of the stream.
Yeah.
And just a little bit of doubles, I guess. And a little bit of singles.
Yeah.
On Saturday, I guess. But, I mean, we watched, it was mostly, we were watching the doubles bracket as it was happening. And we had to, I can't remember what happened. We had to leave Saturday night. We came back, and the doubles bracket is basically in full swing.
Right.
And and they're supposed to finish it tonight. And I'm not sure what happened, but something happened.
It just ended.
Yeah, like something happened, and suddenly, like, I think it was Taj and Wobbles that were on a team together. Suddenly, they're playing somebody off stream, and I'm like, is that for tournament? Because I can't tell. And then all of a sudden, it's like, we're done. Stream off, packing up, and I was like, okay, that's cool, I guess. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
It was just over, and it was like, that was what, 10 o'clock?
Something like that. It wasn't that late.
I felt like it wasn't. Yeah, and that's why I was like, it's supposed to go until 11 or 12.
Right.
Until the venue actually closes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they closed it down what felt like early. They shut off the stream early. And so we go home, and that's when I first look up the stream issues. That's when I first see it on Reddit. Yeah. And that's when I first know about the stream issues. Right. Because, like, the whole rest of the day, I'm like, okay, we started late. Organization seems really off. Something happened with the doubles bracket. But I was like, whatever. Go home. Reddit is blowing the fuck up. People are like, it was dropping in and out all day. Even when it was on, there was terrible lag, dropping frames the whole time. Yeah. It was awful. And apparently, at some point, they get the stream back up, and they don't realize the mic is on, and whoever the owner, it might be the owner of MVG, it may just be someone else, is arguing with the stream guy. So the whole stream can hear. Which is incredibly unprofessional. Yeah. Like, incredibly unprofessional. And they're talking about, like, I don't know any technical stuff, just fix it. Yeah. And they're, like, swearing. I'm just like, wow, okay. Good job, guys. I mean, obviously everybody was really frustrated. They did not have consistent internet. I think they thought they were going to. Yeah. But they just didn't. And their backup plan was 4G hotspots. Right. I think they used D1's phone.
Yeah. At some point. I think I remember you telling me about that. And, like, the weird thing is I don't know if you remember at Endgame, like, they had the stream on other TVs, and it was, like, really choppy a lot as well.
Yeah, it was Yeah, and that's why I'm not really that surprised. Because you're right, at Endgame we were watching it, and it was dropping in and out. Apparently in the middle of Grand Finals at the Endgame tournament, it dropped completely. And they just had a local recording of it. Yeah. So, something's going on. I don't think it's just the internet. Because the other thing is, Arizona Project Melee, which is a fantastic stream, they do a really good job. Yeah. They're really passionate about PM. Were running a great stream the whole weekend. Yeah. And they were saying, like, we don't have problems with our internet because we understand the backup plan. Like, we have backups on backups. Right. And we brought out the first one, and it was working great. Yeah. And so we stuck with it. And they're like, I don't know what happened over there. We have no idea what happened, but it's obvious that they don't know what to do when the venue's internet isn't good enough.
Yeah. Wasn't it like Mexray, or just like one person who only knew how to run?
Yeah, I mean, I think they just had one person there. Yeah. And I felt like that wasn't enough. No. Like, he was obviously really trying, and he was stressed out. Yeah. But he's like one dude. Yeah. I don't know. Exactly. That was just a weird situation, too, because, I mean, and that's the thing, like, AZPM is, I think one guy too. There's a lot of commentators, but there's one guy doing the stream.
But it's less people, and like
yeah.
I guess less viewers. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Yeah, I don't know. And they're also like MVG was trying to work with equipment, like really high level equipment.
Yeah.
That maybe they didn't know how to use. I don't know. I actually don't know. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't even be saying that. I have no idea. But it was pretty obvious that they didn't have a correct backup plan.
Yeah,
exactly. And AZPM knew exactly what to do.
Right.
And they had the right equipment. And I went back and watched some of their VODs. Their stream is great.
Right.
So yeah, Saturday, not a good look for the stream. It was basically non-functional the whole day. Mm-hmm. Which sucks. But even as a spectator, I'm like, that sucks. And I would be pissed because I wouldn't be able to see it at home, admittedly. Right, I would be one of those people on Reddit like, what the fuck?
But I mean, for that point at least, like viewing right then and there, like as people who paid to get in kind of thing, it worked better.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it just kind of ended abruptly. So we decided to just kind of pack up, go home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when we get up in the morning, we don't go immediately. So I was not aware of anything going on with Smash 4 or anything like that.
Yeah.
Apparently there were some things in Smash 4 where one of the setups didn't have customs on, or there was some other stuff going on with that.
Dude, I didn't even know. I didn't even see where Smash 4 was
in the venue. Hardly.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't even know who won it, if you want to know the truth.
Probably zero. Yeah.
But I was just kind of like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know what's going on. But apparently they were having some issues. Smash 4 stream also wasn't that great.
Yeah.
But we get there a little bit later where, like, the 64 bracket's supposed to be starting.
Yeah, it's already, like, on its way pretty much.
Yeah, and I think we got there and it had already started. Yeah. But, anyway, we get there, and this is just a quick little aside, but the first thing I notice is that on Saturday, Mango always had a beer in his hand. And I wasn't surprised by that, because it's cool. Yeah. But on Sunday, Mango always had a beer in his hand.
Yeah, that's true.
He posted on Twitter, I think something to the effect of bar attorneys are the mango counter. I was like, yeah. I think after seeing him this tournament, like physically, where he always had a drink, I was like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So yeah, top 64 bracket started. It was cool. We got to watch some matches, and then as it kind of dwindled down, we got to play some friendlies and stuff, which was awesome. But as that whole thing's happening, the double bracket's also going. And it finished up, I think. Maybe it finished up before the top 64. I remember.
think so.
But yeah, Leffit and MacD won that, which is cool. I'm not really that surprised. They are a very good team, I think. They're pretty good together. And Leffit's just amazing. But,
yeah.
So yeah, I think the doubles bracket finishes up, and then they're ready to kind of get into singles. Top 64 is going pretty quick. And so I'm thinking the whole time, like, we'll be good.
Yeah.
We got time.
Yeah.
I see or I hear from somebody at some point, M2K's dropped out. That's a whole thing. I guess we should talk about that. M2K drops out because he wasn't, according to him,
he just wasn't feeling it.
He wasn't feeling it, and he didn't like the confidence of switching between, he didn't like his confidence from switching between Smash 4 to Melee. And he was not, and so he stuck with Smash 4. That was his decision.
Yeah.
And that's understandable, but of course the rumor going around is that he actually got pissed that he was seated lower than Leffen.
Yeah.
And he got really angry at it, and then he forfeited Melee. I don't actually know who to believe on that one, because to be perfectly honest, the whole seating thing does sound like Mewtwo King sometimes.
Oh, really?
No, I feel like he would do that.
Yeah.
I feel like he would do that.
At the same time, we've seen recently that he would drop out of something just because he didn't want to do it.
That's also true. So that's also true.
Could be either or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, either way, M2K drops out of bracket, and a lot of people were saying, and I think they might be right on this, that if he hadn't, it would run late. It would have run over the time. And I think they're right.
Switching because with Hungrybox like being able to be in every single event,
which was a mistake because you're only supposed to enter 2 events.
Yeah.
I don't know
that held up a lot. Too.
I don't know which game's TO decided that, but they made him a huge mistake when they decided that. Like they obviously didn't have all the information,
right?
Because he was in all 3 games and he held up the bracket enormously.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have absolutely no idea what happened there. But that was really messed up. Mm-hmm. And he just kind of dropped out, and people were like, "Okay, guess we'll keep playing Melee," which sucks because that's part of the reason I really want to see him still playing. Like, I know he's still practicing.
Right.
I really want to see him play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Against these people.
Yeah, especially since he's been kind of on more of the lax side and doing a lot more stream stuff, and he says he's going to do a lot more stream stuff.
Right.
It'd just really be a pleasure to see him actually compete. Like right then and there, it'd be amazing. But
I don't know.
We didn't get to see that.
It happened.
Yeah.
And it was done, and it was like, okay. And that's pretty much when the real problem started, if you want to know the truth, because the rest of it was just like kind of normal tourney stuff. Mm-hmm. And as soon as M2K decided to drop, I think is where it got really bad. And it kind of went past, like, it's just a tourney, we're having bad luck, some people are inexperienced, to, like, we made some serious mistakes here.
Yeah.
Because pretty much immediately they kick everybody out, they put up seating, which I thought was kind of weird, but made sense.
Yeah.
So everybody's kind of now seated in front of the stage. Still not enough room at all. Still way too many people standing in the back. Yeah. This venue is tiny.
Yeah.
You needed another one.
Right.
Anyway, but they're going through the bracket, and the next thing I know, and I'm actually, I didn't just check Twitter, but the guys in front of us said something about it closing earlier, the venue. And I was like, what do they mean closing earlier? So I get on my phone, I look on Twitter, and sure enough, one of the TOs for the tournament posts that MVG told them they had till midnight. Now they don't. Now they have till 11:30. That's when they actually need to be out. Mm-hmm. And at that point, we're already deep within top 8.
Yeah.
Well, we're not deep within top 8. We just got into top 8. And they really need to finish. Like, they're not going to get done until 11:30.
Yeah.
And, of course, all of these crazy-ass upsets are happening. Shit's going crazy. Leffen and Mango go out way earlier than everybody thought. And so it's, I'm sitting there and I'm like, it's a great tournament, except for the fact
that everyone's like stressing to like get everything finished on time.
That everybody is freaking the fuck out because they need to be out by 11:30.
Right.
So, with this happening, West Balls and Hungrybox have a losers round match to play after Hungrybox loses to Armada. Mm-hmm. So, they go off stream to play it, and they actually went over to the AZPM stream, which I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
And AZPM, I think, might have local recorded it. I don't think they were actually streaming it. Maybe I was wrong. But they were recording it at least.
Yeah.
And that's actually happening over there while they're doing that.
Right.
And they play 3 games, and then Axe and Armada finishes on the main stream. Mm-hmm. And for some reason I still don't understand, West Balls and Hungrybox get up.
Stop midway. Play on the stream.
In the middle of a 3 out of 5 set, change TVs, and play on the main stream the last 2 matches, which West Balls wins and Hungrybox loses and gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Which was crazy, but also kind of sucks for Hungrybox.
Because he was like up 2.
He was up 2-1.
Yeah.
He had momentum.
Yeah.
Momentum is a real thing, and especially in a 3 out of 5 set.
Absolutely.
You need to carry that.
Right.
And do something with it.
Yeah.
And instead, they got up, and I don't know what happened. Hungrybox was in the back of the tournament. I don't know if you noticed that, and he's talking about it. And I didn't really hear a lot of it, because he was a little too far away. But he was talking about, like, they wanted us to do it. I really didn't want to, but I thought I should do it anyway, since we can play on stream. So I came over here because I was like, well, otherwise we wouldn't be playing on stream. Mm-hmm. The stream is open right now. It's basically waiting on us. sure, let's go over there.
Yeah.
And I really did think it messed with him. I really did.
Absolutely.
And I think he got the shaft for it, if you want to know the truth. Not as bad, though. Okay, so here's what happens, right?
Yep.
West Balls beats Hungrybox, plays out of his goddamn mind. Okay, and Hungrybox got, in my opinion, screwed over. Right? Yeah. Probably lost a lot of momentum. But he's still, West Balls is playing out of his mind.
Right.
He beats Hungrybox. He beats Axe. He destroys Axe in one match, actually, and he's obviously on fire.
Right.
He's playing amazing.
Exactly.
He gets to Armada. Armada wins the first 2 games, but on the 3rd game, it looks like West Balls is making a comeback. He's got I think he has the stock lead.
No, they were basically
even. He's got a percent lead.
Even the percentages were really close
were
together,
they?
and
okay.
it was last stock. But I think West Balls had a little more of positional advantage or something.
That's
like
what
that.
I remember is that I felt like West Balls had the stage.
Yeah,
and I mean,
just how he was playing, it looked like he was getting more of a rhythm going kind of thing.
And I mean, it looked like at that point, 3rd game, I think it's last stock, or it might have been 2 stocks. I don't remember. Either way, it was last stock. Okay. Yeah. So last stock, it just looked like West Balls was in a good position. He had the stage, and it's not like Armada's uncomfortable off the stage, but still, I think he had the momentum going. He could win that game.
Yeah.
It was his to win, I think.
Right.
And the TV goes off. Just shuts off. And in fact, I think the GameCube did too, didn't it? Either way, power went out. Now, not to the stream. Stream's still streaming.
Mm-hmm.
But the TV or the GameCube or both were now gone.
Yeah.
Power turned off. In the middle of the 3rd game, West Balls has a chance to bring it back, get a little bit of momentum. It kills it. It kills all of it. I mean, he came back. It was like, I'm here. I might as well play out this game. But Armada took it.
Yeah.
And I mean, West Balls still did really good. But in that 3rd game, that actual 3rd game.
Yeah.
One that counts.
He was just destroyed after his momentum was killed.
And Armada wins 3-0 and wins the whole tournament.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sad about that. I really like Armada. But I'm pissed at the way that West Balls and Hungrybox and all these players got kind of screwed over.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I was really like... West Balls got there, and I really wanted him to take it all the way.
Absolutely, because, I mean, it's been so long since we've seen West Balls go so far, you know?
Yeah. That really, really sucked.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, yeah, power turned off. Not fun.
It was basically the cherry on this disaster cake that we saw a lot of, but, I mean, I don't even think we can, scratch the surface of, what all the TOs and M2K and the owner was feeling at that point.
Well, it was not a good look. And that was, like you said, it was kind of the cherry on top of the whole thing. It's like, there we go.
Nightmare completed.
There's the final nail in the coffin.
Mm-hmm.
And we should talk a little bit about some of this. So, obviously that ends, the tournament organizer, I think he was the same one that had found out and posted on Twitter that they needed to close 30 minutes early.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets on the little loudspeaker thing that he's got, the megaphone, and he goes, everybody needs to clear out right now.
Yeah.
Because we have literally 10 minutes.
Right.
And from what I heard, they really did turn the power off.
Mm-hmm.
Like the lights.
Yeah.
Not all the power.
Yeah.
But they turned off the lights at 11:30.
Yeah.
People are moving out in the dark. So, I don't know if that actually happened, but I
actually heard they actually turned off power at midnight.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I don't know if you saw, but they did do a little bit of interviews after the tournament, and I think it went at least 10 minutes over 11:30. At least kind of thing.
All right. Well, then whatever the fuck happened with that, I don't know.
Yeah.
But good lord. Yeah, basically, then we leave at the end of the night, and it was kind of like, wow,
it was heartbreaking.
Kind of a disaster. And it sucks, because it's the biggest tournament in Arizona, and this is how it turned out.
It was supposed to be our big break, but...
Well, and I think, as far as like Arizona players go, we'll get another chance.
Oh yeah,
they'll never look down on the community. I mean, the blame is going to be on MVG because they're the ones that organized it. I think that's fair.
But I mean, the harsh part about that is like MVG is now M2K. It's now Axe and Ty and.
But I don't think they'll ever, because M2K and Ty and Axe are not the ones making the decisions about where to hold the tournament.
But they have some commitment to MVG.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and they're supporting it definitely.
Yeah. So. No, it's definitely true.
Yeah. They'll never be looked down on as players, but they, like, MVG is making, like, bigger strides than anyone in Arizona has.
Yeah.
Like, tournament-wise. So, of course, they want to see them succeed. We want to see them succeed, but it's, I guess what... I can kind of agree with what a lot of people have been saying is just like they bit off way more they can chew, and they're just so dang new, and they're always they're trying to go for a national right away.
That was a mistake, and that came up in the improvements and thread that M2K posted. And this was on Reddit, and he said, "Give me real improvements after the tournament. I want to know what you guys actually think." And what to do.
I guess the improvements were somewhat obvious, but of course worth discussing in depth is like, of course, the biggest one being the stream and like having a reliable place with internet connection, along with people who really knew how to handle like the system and everything.
Or like more than one person.
Yeah.
Or, you know, people who are comfortable with the equipment, or, you know, whatever the issue was there, I don't know, but that needs to be resolved. Right. If it was just internet, then fix the internet part of it. Before you ever even walk into there a second time, the first thing you should do is be checking the internet.
Right, absolutely.
And the power. I mean, that's really, those are the first two things.
And I mean, I think Greg, the manager, was, he picked Endgame, and then GameWorks is just trying to, like, look for something with, like, a cooler aesthetic. Not keeping in mind just like the bare bones practicality of it all.
And that's the issue. I feel like he's going for flashy.
Yeah.
Like, oh look, it has a bar.
And I mean,
it's like I get that.
I'll admit it was fun. I really enjoyed having like food and snacks next to me and stuff.
No, that was
atmosphere. But
no, the atmosphere was pretty good.
But the thing is, that's not what's most important in this situation. Right. And no, like, deep competitive smasher asks for that.
No.
You know?
And the other thing about a place like GameWorks is it's like he was trying to go to appeal to spectators, but there's not enough room to be a spectator.
No.
So you're also missing that demographic.
Right.
And your t-shirts are misspelled. So you're also missing that demographic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so that is the thing about MVG that is a little bit sketchy. There's a couple things, actually. We should mention this.
They're doing, like, hardcore, like, promotional stuff. Like, way, way, way overboard.
That needs to be toned down. Yeah. And alongside that, you have he had the promotional t-shirt out on the table. And he had the tag covering the misspelling of Phoenix on it. Their t-shirts were misspelled, by the way, for those that didn't hear about this. Mm-hmm. Sandstorm, and it said Phoenix, Arizona at the bottom. Phoenix was literally misspelled.
Yeah.
And they put a tag over it to try to cover it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Because MacD came over, put the tag off of the misspelling, and took a picture of it, and the guy was like, I don't appreciate that. And he goes, yeah, you're goddamn right you don't appreciate that, because you're trying to rip people off.
Right.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't get the whole thing. I will say this right now. $25 for a t-shirt is totally normal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's what you would get at a concert. I'm okay with paying that. It's a normal market.
Did a lot of people complain about that?
A lot of people complain about it.
You know, I think at that point, like, certain things just, like, kind of, like, everyone was looking to, like, shit on this as much as possible after a certain point. Like, the $25 t-shirt is a thing, and there's one random guy, like, saying, "Oh, the banner looks so stupid on MVG's website." And like,
yeah,
really?
they're just looking for a reason to complain.
Yeah.
At that point,
There's a lot to complain about, but
yeah, no, and there was a lot of legitimate things to complain about. I mean, another thing that happened was at some point, M2K and Zero were going to be in Smash 4 doubles, and their team name, and I guess it was just a joke from one of their friends who was the TO, put their team name as something kind of offensive.
Yeah.
And I cannot remember exactly what it was, but it was about being autistic, basically.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the TO knows them, I'm sure, but it got out publicly.
Right.
Luckily, he came out publicly and he said, like, hey, we're friends. Sorry. It wasn't a big deal. And although I understand that it's not really a big deal, like, it's just another level of, like, you're not really being professional here.
No, absolutely. That's the thing. It's like on the mark of everything. It's just like, oh, it's okay, we made it through, kind of thing, or like, to us, it's not a big deal, but to the people, it's a big deal.
Like the thing about a company like MVG is they bill itself as like an actual company that's trying to help the Smash community, and then they expect to just get the kind of leeway that somebody running a tournament for fun would get.
That's a really good way to put it.
I'm not going to give you that leeway.
Yeah.
Because you're not just a dude that's run locals before and now wants to run a regional.
You want to try and make it to that super high mark.
You're a company that wants to make money off me and then at the same time make Smash bigger because it's also going to make you money. I'm not just going to sit back and be like, oh yeah, it's totally fine. They're just friends. I'm going to be like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because seriously, like, you want to bill yourself as that? You want to be corporate? Okay, that's fine. But I'm going to hold you to those standards.
Right.
100% I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
That's just the way that works, in my mind at least. So
no, it's totally true.
That was just a little bit more unprofessional, and there's a whole other mess of things coming out this weekend.
Like we said, things just kept stacking.
Yeah, and there's stuff like somebody was apparently Snapchatting too close to Mewtwo King, so one of the MVG employees said something, and that's one dude. I don't know if that's true. There's no one to corroborate a story. I have no idea. I don't know. Whatever. But there's a lot of stuff like that from the weekend that just. There's just kind of sketchy stories and stuff that I'm kind of like, it's just weird. I mean, PM Grand Finals didn't even finish. It's kind of unrelated because it's going back a little bit.
I don't understand how that happened or why it happened.
I do now understand how that happened. Westfalls and Hungrybox were in Grand Finals.
Oh my gosh.
And both of them, obviously, are second and fourth place in Melee.
Yeah, okay.
So PM never finished.
That's terrible.
Grand Finals was just left hanging. Yeah, so that's messed up.
Yeah.
Now that sucks majorly because AZPM ran a great stream and a great event. And apparently the PMTO said no to multiple top players who wanted to enter because they were already entered in 2 events.
Right.
And they were like, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
And then they got screwed over for it and they don't have a Grand Finals.
Right.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I really do think this weekend, this tournament was kind of a disaster. And there's a lot of things that they can do to improve. And I think the main things they can do to improve are they need to start smaller or they need to hire way more experienced people. And I'm talking like the top level experienced people.
Yeah.
If you want to run these tournaments like this and not have this happen again, you have to do that.
I mean, if like, what is it, Greg the manager wants to just, like, keep, like, paying a lot of money for all these things, that's fine. Just pay it for the right stuff,
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fine. Like, that you need a person who's going to help fund everything, you know? It's just, like, you need to have more of a plan or like ask for more assistance or something.
Something.
You know?
Yeah. I really like the recommendation somebody said, which was, if you really want to get this started, get a venue every week or every other week and run locals.
Just to gain experience.
Yeah. And then try to, like Smash at Xanadu, try to get a couple top players every now and then to come and play in your tournament.
Yeah.
That's totally doable.
And it's not like that won't make you money kind of thing.
Yeah, you know? No, I mean, if you're running a weekly event, that's a weekly...
It's a weekly stream.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a weekly stream. And then you have stream experience as well.
Right, absolutely. I think, I mean, there's so much they can improve upon, but I think one glimmer of light in this is, like, everyone in the top MVG is, I think, sincerely asking for help. M2K with his Reddit post,
right.
Along with Greg made a long Facebook post about just like apologizing and saying all the responsibility is on me and tell me how to make it better, kind of thing.
And I really do think he's going to take a lot of that to heart.
Absolutely, because one example is like someone posted, you need to ban the guy who is banning everyone from the stream comment.
Yeah, that's another issue.
And then Greg was like, taken care of. I already dumped him, kind of thing.
Yeah, like he already had heard about that, and so he dumped him really quickly.
Yeah,
he banned him.
Yeah, so I mean,
he's definitely already taking steps to do that, which is really good.
And I was a little happy to see after all of this was like Hungry Box defended a little bit. He's like, crap happens, don't make a witch hunt kind of thing, and like it seemed like, except for like Leffen and MacD and maybe a few other people, like more like outside players were kind of just being as nice as possible as you could be about the whole situation. And you know, like I even saw like a Smashboards threads about, you think this was the worst tournament, and it shows like all this other crap that's just happened in the past. You know, it's just like a lot of this stuff is inexcusable to a degree, and for what they're trying to do. But at the same time, I hope the community can look past that and see that we're just trying to like rise and make things as awesome as possible.
Yeah,
you know?
And I mean, I think this is a mutually beneficial situation if they're popular, because they obviously have the money, and you know because I mean they're running multiple events now too.
Right.
There's going to be one in Pennsylvania. There's a couple more coming up. They obviously have the money to do that and to run these events. So I think it's mutually beneficial for them to make money off of it and become a successful company.
Yeah.
And for the Smash community to have giant events like this.
Right. Absolutely.
That's a good thing. It's just, it was too ambitious.
Right.
So I think the next thing that needs to happen is they need to, if they haven't already, rethink the venues for some of their other places if it's going to be like GameWorks.
Absolutely.
And think about, you know, who they have on, hiring some more people with more experience for the TOing. Or if not hiring more people, you need to put somebody singular in charge for TOing and have them just go.
Someone who will really like get it done.
And I mean, there was somebody there, and that was the TO that found out about the fact that it was closing 30 minutes early. He was working his ass off all Sunday to make sure it was going well.
Right.
And you really need somebody like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I hope that they do, and I hope that they're successful. I really do. I want them to be successful.
I mean, this is our like community. This is our baby, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, everyone wants to see it succeed for the most part, and you know we can see that. I mean, like after a day of like raging from everyone, like people have filled out those suggestion box and Reddits and stuff with legitimate like thinking, not just like, oh, stop sucking so much kind of thing.
Yeah.
If they listen, if they really do listen, they can make this really good, because everyone is saying the same stuff we are, you know? kind of thing.
No, it's true.
We all see what the problems are. MVG just needs to listen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All right, so that was our rather lengthy discussion on
it was kind
Sandstorm.
It was kind of a rough ride, but
yeah.
But up next, okay, regardless of like all the crazy crap that's happened, a lot of really, really incredible matches happened in the sweet core of this garbage ball.
Yeah, pretty much. Within all of the garbage, there were specks of greatness.
And we are going to talk about that next episode of Fan Voice. So we're going to bring stuff to a more energetic, happier note and just talk about like what made it amazing, along with where does this set everyone for the next tournament.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so we will see you guys on the next episode of Smash Chat. You can find us at Twitter at Fanvoice Podcast,
YouTube.com/thefanvoicepodcast,
Facebook.com/thefanvoicepodcast,
our email fan@thefanvoice.com,
and our website fanvoice.com, where you can find news, reviews, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Good hope.